Hello friends and welcome back to the channel for war number 11 of season 52. We are nearing the end of the road here, and today we have a matchup against LV2, who I believe is locked into top 10. We would like one more win to lock us into the top 10, so hopefully we can get that here. Chavez, Negasonic, and Deathless Vision returning to the team freshly duped, courtesy of this week's Summer of Suffering fight. Let's jump right in. Starting off today on path number 2, we're taking the second fight here, which is an ATTUMA on node 11, with a whole bunch of nodes that don't really matter, and of course Sadist doesn't matter either because all of Negasonic stuff is passive, and she is like the best generic skill champion counter in the game, and probably will be for a while. So we started off with the heavy for the Incinerate vulnerability, and then from here we're just doing medium combo enders to build up the 5 Incinerates, and then we're going to fire off a special 2, Furiously Tap to get the 16 Dormant Incinerates, and that does a whole bunch of damage. Going to dex this special 2 here, and then combo into the Striker, and we could use the special 1 to pause the Incinerates, but they're basically going to kill him before it matters. Alright, up in Section 2, we are on Path 8. We have a Mr. Sinister here on Node 26. I'm pretty sure this is just a path split. There's nothing really here going on with the nodes when it comes to him. Any tactic robot will do with this fight, so I kind of had my choice. Felt like bringing Vision in here again. He is probably maybe the best overall Mr. Sinister counter in the game. I would argue it's potentially Vision too. Maybe it's a tie between them. So we are going to be having pretty much constant uptime of our passive heal block from keeping his power drained, making sure we don't push him too far above a bar of power when we have a special attack ready, because we want to make sure that the drain goes over a threshold of power. That's what gives us access to the heal block, and then our phase charge, and then we can let him hit into our phase for the Furies, which you can see are stacking underneath the Fury from the Relic. That again will be fixed in the next patch, in the October update or the November update, I forget which. But yeah, this is a very easy fight. And you can see his damage is pretty decent with that dupe, so definitely worth a little bit of SIG investment if you like that champ. Alright, up on node 35, it's our old buddy GORR here. I haven't taken this fight in what seems like a moment. Here we are again. APB, Mystic Special Boost, Mystic Power Back Boosts. Start off with a couple of full heavies to get 2 copies of the negative zone up, and that's going to reverse the power gain from Rich Get Richer. I was careful to give him enough power with my basic combos to guarantee that he would still have time to throw a special 1. That was a lesson learned from one of my previous fights here. And then we're going to do a heavy into a special 2, and this leaves him close to dead, not quite. Leaves us set up for another special. He uses his special 1 right away before the power drain triggers, and we finish him off with another basic combo. Alright, up on the second mini-boss island, we have a Maestro here on node 40. Another fight that I've done probably 100 times before, it feels like. And this is a slow and not very exciting fight, to be honest. So we're going to go ahead and speed this up by like 200% here. The main idea here is that you don't ever want to use your special 2 because of the energy resistance, and you may have caught it on the fight screen, but this Maestro is running the energy resist stat focus, which is just a really strange choice. I would probably be running the physical resistance stat focus if I were placing him here. And then, yeah, it's just a normal Maestro fight. Special 1s only, special 3s if you want to. I think I'd choose just to go for the special 1, which is admittedly a lot slower. I think somebody else in the Alliance took this fight and chose to go up to the special 3. And you do get a little bit of extra damage output there because you're going to activate every dimension, rather. And if he has buffs still active by the time you do that, you're going to be doing a whole bunch of damage. But I prefer to take the safe route. Either way is fine, just takes a little bit longer. And again, just not a very exciting fight here. So we already survived 1 round of Cosmic Radiation. You can see me keeping only 2 dimensions active. That's to kind of keep a lid on my power gain, because again, my goal here is to stay below 2 bars. Spamming special 1s, and down he goes. Alright, last fight of the war for me is Warlock on 47. Took this fight earlier in the season, and I think this attempt is actually my best ever attempt at this fight, and we do finish with a full yellow bar, which I was super pleased with. We are invulning because I have sometimes messed up the dexes with Chavez on his special 1, so that's just for safety. Really, punishing the special 1 in this fight really helps keep the tempo of the fight going. Very, very important there. and that was a mistake in a previous fight. 2 copies of the negative zone up, again to keep a lockdown on his power gain. And then in this fight, I usually choose to push myself to the special 3 here, and that's just to avoid extra vigilance buffs when I'm hitting a bar of power. Like, he's going to gain buffs naturally, and so you will have to keep an eye out on the falter, but it's just one less thing to worry about, right? So at this point, I have the striker ready to intercept, but I see that I'm going to be faltered in a moment here, so we're just kind of stalling for a moment, letting the falter play out, and then I think I'm going to striker intercept here. The pod is going to be showing up before long. We're doing a striker intercept into a full heavy. Again there, stasis pod incoming, and now we have really set ourselves up for success here, baiting out this special one, and I think one more here. And then after that, we're going to toss the special 3, and he's got only 1 buff, so not a huge amount of damage bonus from this, but enough. And yeah, in past attempts at this fight, I've really mismanaged ATTUMA Warlock stasis pod and thrown specials into it, which I don't want to do. That didn't do a ton of damage, as you can see, not even a full bar of power back with the power back boost, but we are still set up for success here. We can just do a full combo into another heavy, and that leaves him at 1%, unfortunately. 1 more dex, and another hit finishes that fight off. Unfortunately, we did not come away with the win in this one. This was a bit of a frustrating loss, to be honest. We were up by, I think, 3 or 4 kills for most of the war, and then in our last few fights, just, stuff happens, and we ended up giving up too many, and we ended up losing by 1 here. So big shout out to LVT. 5 kills for me, 0 deaths. Our record stands at 7-4 on the season with 1 war left to go. So checking the leaderboard after this war, we actually didn't move at all. We are still firmly entrenched in 5th place overall. So we do have a bit of leeway in terms of going into the final war. So I don't think it's a must win, but we do need to keep our attack bonus kind of steady as it's been all season. So a win, again, would lock us into top 10 for sure, but I'm not convinced that a loss moves us out of the top 10. So we'll see what happens with that. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this one and ready for the end of the war season. If you did enjoy this, please let me know by hitting that like button. And as always, thank you very much for watching. See you again next time.